Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about microbial interactions. So first let us know what is microbial interaction. So microbial interaction is if an organism has an effect when interacting with their community or with other species is known as microbial interaction. It may be very common or varied, and it is an essential function of any organism within their community or with other species. So it is classified as two types. One is ectobiont and another one is endobiont. In ectobiont, if an organism is located on the surface of other organism, is known as ectobiont, whereas the endobiont is known as when an organism locate within the living species or any other organism is known as endobiont. And next we are going to discuss the classification of microbial interaction. It is classified as two types. One is positive interaction and one is negative interaction. Under the topic of positive interaction, we are going to see mutualism, syntrophism, photocooperation, commensalism. And next, under the topic of negative interaction, we are going to see amensalism, predation, parasitism, and competition. Mutualism is an association between organisms of two different species in which both are benefited. Mutualism is an obligatory relationship and the host or metabolically depend on each other. So it is very specific. It can't be replaced by any other species. And the example of mutualism is lichens. Lichen is association between fungi and algae. Lichen, the fungal partner is known as mycobiont and the algal partner is known as picobiont. It is an additional information. Lichens are considered as the air pollution indicator, but there is less lichens. It is considered as there is a more pollution, whereas if there is more lichens, it is considered as less pollution in a particular area. So next, syntrophism. Syntrophism is slightly similar to mutualism. So syntrophism is an association in which the growth of one organism is completely depend on the substrate provided by the another organism. And great example of syntrophism is the relationship between Lactobacillus aeruginosus and Enterococcus faecalis. The folic acid produced by Lactobacillus aeruginosus will be utilized by Enterococcus faecalis, whereas the phenylalanine produced by Enterococcus faecalis will be utilized by Lactobacillus species. And next, photocooperation. It is almost similar to mutualism, but their relationship is non-obligatory. So cooperation is a association between two organisms of two different species in which each are benefited. The examples of photocooperation: the interaction between nitrogen fixing bacteria and cellulolytic bacteria. And another one example is association between Desulfovibrio species and Chromanactium species. Their interactions are vital in the carbon and sulfur cycle. And next, commensalism. In commensalism, the relationship between two microbes, one will be affected and one will be benefited. The examples of commensalism are non-pathogenic Escherichia coli in the intestine of tract of man. So these bacteria utilizes oxygen in the gut, which creates a suitable environment for obligate anaerobes like the species bacteroids. Negative interaction, predation. In predation, one organism acts as a predator which engulfs the other organisms. It is known as like a prey. So the prey may be longer or smaller than the predator, but as a result, the prey will be dead. It will be in a short duration only. The examples are protozoan bacteria in the soil. The protozoan feed on the microorganism which is mostly present in the soil. And next, parasitism. Parasitism is a relationship in which one organism gets benefited, neither the host will be harmed. It derives their entire energy from the living host. Unlike predation, it is a long relationship. Parasite may be ectoparasite or it may be an endoparasite. The example of parasitism, a great example is a virus. A virus or the intracellular parasite, they only live in the living host. Competition is completely a negative relationship between two different populations. So they fight for their food and habitat. The example of competition is the relationship between Paramecium catatum and Paramecium aurelia, a protozoa. They feed on bacterial population. Only Paramecium aurelia will grow at better rate due to their competition. And finally, amensalism. When a substance produced by one organism that inhibits the growth of other organism is called as amensalism. It is completely a negative relationship. Amensalism is also known as antagonism. And the example of amensalism is lactic acid produced by lactic acid bacteria. So the lactic acid produced by some species inhibits the growth of other pathogenic organisms. Thank you all. Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about microbial